Hey, I'm Gunnery Sergeant Arlie Army. The Marine Corps retired me out back in 1972, and I just kept showing up for work. And my objective today is this house. It's a slow process, no question about it, but we are accomplishing our mission. This is Designing Spaces, Military Makeover. Welcome aboard.
Time for us to show our appreciation and give back to those who have sacrificed. This is Designing Spaces Military Makeover, and it starts right now.
Who is Robert Keefe, and why are we concerned about him and his family? Well, if you haven't seen our first 2 episodes, you're about to find out. Pay attention.
I grew up in Okeechobee, Florida, graduated Okeechobee High School in 1996, and went to a couple years of college, and then joined the Marine Corps.
Before joining the Marine Corps, Robert was working as a produce manager at a local grocery store.
I was a cashier, and he worked as a produce manager.
I couldn't keep my eyes off her. I used every tactic to talk to her. Finally, she agreed to go on a date with me, and first date, first kiss.
Soon after, Robert enlisted and joined the Marine Corps.
We averaged 6 to 10 IED strikes every mission. My truck alone hit 5 IEDs. The first one just destroyed the front end. Nobody was hurt.
Robert was lucky to escape 3 more IED attacks, but his luck eventually ran out.
The 5th IED strike was the one that injured me.
The injuries were serious. Diagnosis: vertebrae compression fracture, traumatic brain injury, and post-traumatic stress disorder. The incident did not go unnoticed back home.
I actually had a dream, and I saw it, and what happened was I felt it.
I'm alive and I have all my limbs, so I feel very, very blessed. And
now it's time for us at Designing Spaces to give back to Robert and his family. With the help of the Gunny, we'll transform their home and give it a serious upgrade. Your wish is our command. The heavy lifting will begin right after this.
Being an old devil dog, Lieutenant Keefe is concerned with the security of his home and family. A listening post and a couple of sentries out in the front yard probably wouldn't set too well with the neighbors. I know. How about a home protection system? Art! Everybody, where's Art? Art!
All right, I'm on it, Gunny. Hold on, I'm on it. We're meeting with Mario, Protection 1, to set up the security system right now. Come on. And you must be Mario. How you doing, Art?
Art, nice to meet you.
All right, what do we got going on here?
Well, Art, I'm going to start you off right here. We're going to put an electronic door lock. We're going to put a door contact here. And if I take you over here, we're going to put a wireless thermostat for the family. And if you want, I'll give you a quick tour of the house.
Yeah, show me, because I know we got a bunch of windows back here and a sliding glass door. Yeah, this slider is, can be a problem for security.
It absolutely is. This is one of the main areas where people like to break in through. We're going to put a glass sensor on this door. We're going to put a door contact on here. We're also going to install some interior traps, which are called motion detectors, which will catch anybody that breaches the perimeter of this house.
How about cameras?
We're going to provide the homeowner with 2 cameras, an interior camera that's going to be mounted here, and we're also going to provide an outside camera. The whole idea is to provide the best security and the safest environment for Robert and his family.
That's fantastic. I'm going to let you get to work. I know you got a lot to do, and we'll check in with you later.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks a lot, Mario.
You got it.
Military Makeover takes a breather to sit down for a few minutes and get the skinny on VA home loans.
To find out more about VA home lending, I sat down with Gino McEwen at North American Savings Bank, who served 4.5 years in the U.S. Marine Corps.
Gino, it's so great to have you here. Now let's just jump right in, because not all loans are created equal, and military families and veterans especially face challenges that other people don't.
Absolutely. A lot of banks don't offer the VA product, so veterans don't know going into the loan process that they should be able to ask them for VA, FHA, or conventional options, and if a bank doesn't offer that product, they just offer them what they have.
A lot of times, veterans don't get the full picture and might not know to ask and see if the lender does indeed offer a VA loan. NASB specializes in these types of loans. So to all you veterans out there in the market to buy a home, you might want to pay attention.
What scenarios do you find when a military family comes in and they need a home loan or a new construction loan, or if they want to remodel? You know,
Sure.
A lot of people are going to see this and say, gosh, you know, my house needs an update. What's available to them?
Well, the VA allows you to go to a cash out option to 100%. So if you want to remodel your home, if you want to do improvements, the VA option is the best by far.
Having been around since 1927, NASB has some experience with loans, and they make the process simple by offering their services in all 50 states.
All you need is to go online to NASB.com or pick up the phone and call us. We can help you regardless if you're in Florida or Alaska.
Coming from a military background himself, Gino takes great pride in helping those who protect us.
Giving somebody the basic steps, the 1, 2, 3s, if you will, on how to apply for a loan, what the comparison should be. Veterans should not pay any origination costs. That's a normal cost you see in a lot of loans.
Yeah.
North American Savings Bank has 0 origination costs, and veterans have a lot of options. They shouldn't be paying excess costs that a lot of other products have.
Who would have known the veterans have these incredible options to get a loan? And there's so much more to talk about. But before we come back to loans, let's meet our interior designer for this project, David Sipperman from Crowsill. He's here surveying the space. So let's see what he has in mind.
We need a professional on this job, so thanks for being
Well, I'm
here.
thrilled to be here.
Well, listen, there's a lot of challenges that come with a blank canvas like this, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good-sized space. There's a lot of different functions happening within this room, or should happen within this room, and keeping those organized in a way that's inviting to the family and doesn't become confusing really can be a challenge.
A lot of times, the TV can serve as the focal point when starting a design project. Hire is providing the Keefe family with this 55-inch beauty. We couldn't have asked for a better way to start the interior design process.
I think that should be on this wall here, opposite the kitchen area, so that while you're cooking and preparing a meal or just interacting as a family, you can still watch the television.
But you also don't want the TV to overwhelm the room.
Some other decorative objects can help to balance the scale and mass of a television.
Obviously, furniture is the other big element. The Keefes were able to pick their own furniture provided by Haverty's. Amazing looking stuff for sure.
With the television being on this wall, I think we need to create sort of a freestanding conversation area with that furniture that'll focus back to the television and also add definition to the living space within this larger area.
There's lots of open areas and nooks in this space as well. The challenge for David will be to find some objects with scale to give purpose to those nooks and crannies.
I could see at the highest point of the living room having a beautiful large vase or object, something on top of the cabinets in a couple key locations. And that also adds to the perception of height in the space, which you want to take advantage of.
And speaking of kitchen, the Choice Cabinet sponsored kitchen's coming out really nice. Incorporating some of Robert and Bianca's belongings will also be important so that there's a level of comfort and familiarity.
I will be selecting items that they have and have collected over the years and their time together as a couple and as a family. And that'll be incorporated into the living space.
Well, you've got your work cut out for you. I'm going to be helping you when we do the final load in.
Well, that's good. I'm going to need it.
And the placement. I can't say I won't be arguing with you over some of your choices, but we'll get it just right just
That's
for the
good.
family.
It's all for a good cause.
There you go. Well, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Of course, a lot of items that David will use are from Crowsill. You don't want to miss it, because there's some amazing things happening here at the Keefe House.
Now hear this. Your mission? To find one deserving military family who needs a home. We're giving one away in the Orlando, Florida area. Mortgage free. So listen up. If you're that family, or know one who is? Go to designingspaces.tv/military makeover. That's an order, sweetheart. Every home should be organized with everything in its place, just like a Marine's footlocker. But we have a problem here. A lot of stuff and no place to put it. Military Makeover will solve that problem, no question about it.
Joining forces with us here on Military Makeover is Carl Champley, home improvement expert and official Gladiator brand spokesperson. The mission, a garage makeover for the Keefe family.
Carl, thanks so much for being here. Now, for those of you at home, you might be saying, why do I know this guy? Well, Carl, you've done just a ton of DIY shows. You even worked with Ellen DeGeneres recently.
Yeah, she was great. Fortunately, won the Ellen's Design Challenge, so that was fantastic, and she was great.
Carl's done a lot of makeovers in his lifetime, but this particular one is special.
You know, we do a lot of shows, and people are saying, thank you so much, you did a fantastic job. But in this case, for a wounded Marine like Robert, we have to say thank you to those guys, you know, for what they've done, what they've put on the lines.
Chances are you're underutilizing your garage. It's not just a place to park your car and leave the lawnmower. Most likely, early symptoms of hoarder syndrome have also started to kick in. This is square footage that needs to be used efficiently.
Now, right across America, you know, a lot of people use it as the dumping ground, and good luck trying to get the cars in there. It just doesn't happen. So this here by Gladiator Garage Works is a really good system because it's easy and it's doable for any type of garage.
We'll take a closer look at this awesome garage setup, because I know I want to. But first, let's reshift our focus to home security. With us is Michael Keene from Protection One.
No home makeover is really complete without the brains of the house, the home security system. But it's actually more than just security, right?
I'm glad you mentioned that because certainly the first priority is to protect the family and the home, certainly, but this brain of the operation does so much more, as you mentioned. Lighting control, lock control, working with your thermostats, as well as cameras and video. The doors, the windows, motion viewers, and cameras for the front and backyard.
It's complete protection.
A lot of that takes place throughout the house, so let's take a look at how the Keefes will be able to remotely view things from either inside the house or miles away.
So we're on this side of the room for a reason. We've got motion sensor cameras, we've got window sensors, and those are on all the doors as well, correct?
We have complete perimeter protection for two important reasons. Number one, if anybody opens a door or window, the alarm goes off. And two, you can check the status of your home and it will tell you whether or not that door is open or the door is closed, so it'll help you understand when to arm and disarm the system. We talked about the brains of the operation. This is just the brains of the operation mobile. You have your phone, you have your tablet, it controls everything that we've talked about. Your security system, your pictures, the cameras, everything.
A key element for protection is having a professionally monitored security system. Keep in mind, the most likely hours for a break-in are during the day between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Without a home security system, you're 3 times more likely to be broken into.
I mean, imagine if you're incapacitated away from the homes, or it's just your pets here in the home. They're unable to talk to somebody in the moment of need. That's why having a professional monitoring system is so important.
There are multiple ways to communicate with Protection One.
There's two-way voice as part of the brains of the panel, so our professional will go ahead and ask if you're okay and if you need police or fire. And in the event that you're not able to communicate, we'll just go ahead and do that on your behalf.
Every family member, as well as members outside of the family, can have a unique code to the system.
You can be notified as the owner that your wife or your children are home, so Lieutenant Keefe can understand if his kids are home safely, and you can also remote arm and disarm the system if you're not here.
In fact, a professional home management system can save up to 30% off your energy bill and up to 20% off your insurance bill.
There's actually two ways to control energy costs. Number one, you can set schedules so your air conditioning goes on and off at the correct times, and you can also manually control your temperature, as you pointed out, from your phone or your tablet when you're not in the home.
2 layers of video protection are installed here. Tilt up and down, pan left or right, or zoom in and out of this camera remotely from your mobile device. Pretty cool.
The second thing we've also done is this isn't your standard motion viewer art. This is a motion detector that has a camera with it, so you can get pictures of when that motion detector fires.
Talk to me about glass and door sensors, because a lot of times you want to have, if somebody shatters the glass, we don't necessarily need that because of all the other features that we have.
You're touching on a great element, and it's called redundancy. In any protection, you need both protection for the doors and windows, as well as the motion, as well as cameras.
So how do we find out more?
Pretty easy. Just go to protection1, that's the number1.com. Be happy to help you.
Let's get back to VA loans and find out about some ways VA loans benefit veterans. Not everybody in the military gets that great financial advice. You know, they're trained in so many other ways, but it's good to know that you're out there looking out for the financial end as well.
Absolutely, and then just getting that education. A lot of veterans don't, have that background. So to be able to find a professional that's going to help them through the pre-approval process, it's so simple today.
All it takes to get started is a 10-minute phone call or an application online. What are the most popular loan products that you see out there right now for military families?
It's really rate reduction. The VA option has a rate reduction loan to where when the rates drop, you get a specialized loan that allows you to lower your interest rate through a very short process versus the normal loan process that's a little bit more lengthy.
What if you're a veteran, own a home, but are underwater?
You actually have the ability to lower your interest rate, and we don't look at the appraised value because we already have you in a VA loan. If you're in an FHA loan needing to go to a VA loan because the rate is better, we can do that as well, and the VA allows you to go to 100%, which all the other products do not allow. If you're in an FHA loan or you're in a VA loan and say your rate's above 4% or even above 3.75%, you should definitely call. Find out your options.
Well, thanks for looking out for the families that actually look out for us. To find out more about what NASP can do for you and your family, simply go to NASP.com.
We're in the final stages of getting this military makeover squared away. There's still more work to do. Stay right where you are. We'll be back un momento.
It's time to take a close look at this Gladiator garage setup. It's got an appealing look for sure, but there's a whole lot more to it than meets the eye.
And the whole backbone of the system is this here, the gear wall panels, right? Because it enables you to get all that stuff off the floor and up on the walls. Now, as you can see, this is one sexy looking counter.
It really is nice bamboo.
It's a real workbench, and it's not faux, it's real. It'll take, 3,000 pounds, so it's built to last.
This is the modular gear drawer. Let's say you're working on your car and you need to have tools and maybe some workspace nearby. That's what this is for.
We're all struggle with space, and no matter what size the garage is, there's a system for every size. This can pull out to wherever you're focused on, wherever you're working. You've got an additional work surface, all your tools and everything are in here.
Right.
And when you're done, you put all the tools away and you simply just push it back in and lock it into place. So it's a really tight system.
Genius system, because now you're not wasting any space and you have the mobility, like you said, to actually go to where you're working.
Exactly, so it works.
There's lots of ways to store your bicycle, but my favorite is the bike claw.
This is the gear track channels, and it's a very simple system. You simply put it on like that, it locks into place, and the bike goes up like this, and it holds the wheel of the bike, and it keeps the bicycles off the floor.
Perfect, and then you're not drilling into your ceiling and trying to hang from the ceiling.
Because we don't really know what's up there, so it's great. You can see there's a few different types of brackets here. This is, for balls, and we're still in the process of getting this place finished, but you can get an idea of how easy it is to mount everything on the wall.
Sure. Sounds to me like it's time to reclaim this territory. It's an extension of your home, and rightfully yours. So take back your garage, America. Gladiator will help you win that battle.
Because, when that garage door opens up, you want to be able to drive into it, but you still need a storage system for everything to be. And again, you can stand there and be proud and go, well, I'm not so embarrassed when the garage door's
you're going to want to
open.
leave the door up all day long to make your neighbors jealous.
Exactly.
So how do we find out more about Gladiator?
The best place to start is the website, which is gladiatorgarageworks.com, and that's where people can go and get inspired about the product. They can take a look at the website and think, okay, I could have that in my own garage.
Sure.
And you've got Sears, you've got Lowe's and Home Depot now as well.
That's great, because people can actually get out there, they can see the quality, they can touch it.
I encourage people to go and look at a lot of other different brands, but as soon as they see it and compare the warranties and sort of weight loads, this will be the choice. Easy choice, right? And also, now that you're going, I know who that guy is now, how do we get a hold of you?
I've got a website, it's carlchampley.com with a K, carlchampley.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here, Carl.
It's a pleasure, man. It was
Good
an
to see
honor.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
All right.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and there is no such thing as a magic military makeover wand. All really good things take time. Be here next time. We'll finish all the work and return ownership to the Keefe family.
Log on to designingspaces.tv. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.